ceremony is a really exciting time, just kind of share and celebrate the wrap up of Venture School. We're going to see some really cool presentations tonight. The way we're going to judge the winners, though, is different from what we did earlier today, where we had judges who were critiquing each of the individual presentations. Each room then had a in advance, and then now we do our final presentations, and the winners are in your hands. So everyone should have some greenbacks. Did everyone get money? Anybody missing money? Close enough. That'll work. So the way it'll work is everyone should have $4 bills or whatever they are, right?
$1,000 bills.
$1,000. Everybody's got $4,000. That's awesome. We're going to have 2 different sets of final presentations tonight. You've got to give up.
No, I'm going to build out some more money.
Okay. You've got $2 that you can give to the winner of the current Venture School cohort team. So our first 3 presenters, you got $2 that you can put into one of them or 2 of them, however you choose to spend that money. Then we got 2 finalists from our Venture School alumni that you can vote for. When you vote is downstairs. When we're done, you just put the money in one of the jars down by the door. So you'll see that. So that's how we're going to determine the winner tonight. Jennifer, Ann, and Katie will sum them up, and then we'll announce who the winners of the different prize monies are here in another hour or so. Okay, so everybody understand that part? One of the public service announcements, Joe was kind enough to have some really large business model canvas printed out. So if you want these, grab one on your way out the door. You have 8 or 9 of them? Yep. So help yourself. Thanks to the West Point Business Incubator for making these available to us. Okay. So are we ready? Yeah. All right, let's do this. So first up tonight of our current Venture School cohort is Dr. Paul with Sensational Place. So let's welcome Dr. Paul.
So while she's getting that ready, I'll tell you some jokes. Walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Why the long face?" That's the old line. And my favorite one that I would use with my autistic kids is, "Why was 6 scared of 7? Well, because 7, 8, 9. And it's actually kind of interesting, though. People with autism often think in very concrete and literal ways. So they can't make that level of abstraction to know that the word 8 can be 2 different things. So it's actually an interesting diagnostic tool. What else you want to know?
How many students or how many children have you helped?
Oh, that's a good question. I added it up a couple of weeks ago. I've been doing autism for about 15 or 18 years. And I know that since I moved to Cedar Falls, I've evaluated well over 1,000 families. So, a lot.
We're not quite ready.
Okay.
What else you got? So do you dance?
I did not dance. I am a singer-songwriter, but that's why I'm here, trying to make money with you.
You know, Bachman Turner over there.
Believe it or not, one of my favorite songs that my wife and I do a real fine job with is from a Texas singer-songwriter, and there's a reference to BTO in the song. I was telling Kurt earlier, one of my early practicum experiences when I was in graduate school was working with schizophrenic clients, and so we had a day treatment, and there was this one client, every time you asked him how he was doing, he's like, "Well, TCOB." Well, what do you mean taking care of business? There is a connection there. I'm just about out.
Hurry.
So Dr. Paul, did you hear about the dyslexic insomniac? Okay, now wait.
Here we go.
Agnostic insomnia. Dyslexic agnostic insomnia.
You better let us know or we won't be able to sleep tonight.
It's about a guy who couldn't sleep because he kept contemplating the existence of dogs.
If there is a dog, right?
Okay.
Well, evidently Stephen King in one of his early novels said that there's no mistake that a dog is God spelled backwards.
So, okay, we're ready again. Hold on. Okay. We had to do a reset.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're here. Now let's have a warm Venture School welcome for Dr. Paul.
am Dr. Paul Condon. I am a psychologist in private practice in Cedar Falls. As I said a minute ago, I've been working with autism for over 15 or 18 years. But since we're all informal here, you can call me by the name my mom gave me, which was Dr. Paul. She had rather high expectations for me, but I will spare you the jokes about mothers and psychotherapy. I would like to introduce you to Harry that I work with and their family. Her son Ethan, who's laying on the floor here, has autism. She has 2 other children who often feel neglected because Ethan demands so much attention. Her husband is an engineer. He probably works 60+ hours a week and is on the autism spectrum himself. She's the one who gets the phone calls from the school saying that Ethan's not doing very well, but the school often refuses to take her advice, giving her that condescending, "I'm the professional, so I know best" kind of tone. When she has to take him to the grocery store, because the grocery stores do have to be bought, he often melts down. The bright lights, the commotion, the noises, that all overstimulates him. And children like Ethan cannot handle all that input, and the combination of that and their own thoughts and feelings going on inside their heads. She's tired of the sideways glances that she gets, the judgmental stares, and the unsolicited advice. When I interviewed her, she said, "You know what, I just want to be a mom without autism for a couple of hours." Autism is a permanent neurodevelopmental disorder that manifests itself differently in all people, but there are a couple of common threads. What we're learning now through research is that the inability to process all of the sensory information is what often leads to the hand clapping, the rocking, the meltdowns that we see here. The CDC estimates that the prevalence of autism is about 1 in 68, but that's growing. That gives us about 11,000 children in the state of Iowa, 500 in Black Hawk County, and over the course of a year I see well over 100 families who are affected by autism. The good news is we can help. We are developing treatments that target these sensory stimulation and sensory integration, and these treatments are usually provided by occupational therapists, and I am in the process of recruiting one right now, as well as a couple of other therapists. So I would like to propose to you the Sensational Place. It's going to be a gym with this kind of equipment that you see here that will support the therapy, not only the occupational therapy that I just referred to, we're also going to hire a speech therapist, we're going to hire behavioral specialists, and other groups and specialties that can benefit from using this space. A huge need for these families is what we call respite care. As you can see, a vast majority of the mothers that I interviewed, as well as the professionals, listed respite as a must-have. They just do not get a break from their kids. The Sensational Place will provide drop-in gym hours where they can make an appointment, drop their kid off, and have high-quality childcare. This is not going to be just daycare, but the staff will be students in training to work with these kiddos. We find that when these kids engage in this type of activities, it does improve their social skills, which is another must-have according to the interviews that I've done so far. This is kind of an aha moment. We're going to provide a lounge area where they can have coffee and fellowship with other families who have similar struggles. In the past, in my area anyway, support groups have not been able to sustain themselves because they don't have a permanent place to meet. We're going to provide that place as well as the professional staff to help them. I am in the process of negotiating with the Allen College Occupational Therapy Program. We will use their students and train them, as well as those same students will be able to staff the gym during the open gym hours. What so many of the moms that I've worked with, and I keep saying moms because it usually is moms, they complain that the professionals in the community don't know enough about autism. We're going to train the next generation of therapists so that they are familiar with this, not just in an academic sense, but in the real world, work with these kiddos since. So that we'll have a multi-sided revenue model. The therapies that we listed earlier, respite care, the families will pay drop-in fees, and they'll be able to buy annual and monthly memberships. There's a maxim that says if you've seen one child with autism, you've seen just one. The advantage that we're going to provide by training these students is they will be able to see the wide variety of how autism manifests itself. As the Sensational Place grows, we will be able to franchise, expand across the state of Iowa. We will also be able to work with other disorders such as ADHD and sensory processing disorder, because the research is determining that these kiddos benefit from the same activities that we can provide here. So in short, it's like Ethan need a place where they can play, have fun, and not be judged. moms like Harriet need a place where they can let their kid play, get some respite, and get some support. Professionals need a place where they can get high quality training in a real world setting. And Sensational Place will provide all of that and more. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. So if you want to vote Dr. Paul, go ahead and earmark your money. That's why we got 2 more presentations to watch before you make your decision. Warren, come on down. We'll get the computer set up.
This is Sarah's son, Andy. Andy is a responsible 9-year-old who rides the bus home from school every day. Once he reaches home, he sets out his homework, puts away his shoes and jacket. He then promptly texts his concerned, caring, working mother that he had reached home. He doesn't want to worry her. Andy also lives in a fictional, scripted, wholesome family TV show. We, on the other hand, live in real life. Although we aim for a life like Andy and Sarah, the reality is 60% of American families have both parents working, while 35% have single parents. It's difficult to stretch and bend schedules to fit everyone's needs and commitment. When a child arrives home before their parents do, their initial thought isn't to check in with mom and dad. One of top 3 stresses for parents is their child's safety. How do they know if their child has arrived where they need to be? Our customer discovery process shows that 75% of parents would like to know whether their child has arrived home or not. One of our potential customers, Ashley, she mentioned that, I don't want to have to constantly worry whether my daughter has made it home from school. My company, or my team, invented a location-based verification technology that provides parents the reassurance that their child arrived where they need to get safely. Our solution provides a proprietary software package that consists of an easy-to-install hardware component and a service that pings a parent's smartphone when a child arrives where they need to be. Going back to Sarah's story, Sarah is actually my friend. So Sarah is a project manager and has a busy schedule. She has several meetings throughout the day and has 12 employees beneath her. Sarah's son, Andy, rides the bus to and from school. Sarah doesn't want to constantly track Andy's movement. She only wants updates if Andy has made it where he's supposed to be. And with the pinpoint technology, Sarah places a Bluetooth tag either on Andy's shoes or backpack, and when it sends a signal to the base checkpoint unit. When the tag is in range, it then sends a ping notification to Sarah's phone. Sarah can also monitor other checkpoints such as schools, daycare, library, or other places that Andy frequents. Our business model is simple. We want to maximize annual subscription sales. We will provide discounted hardware in order to incentivize parents for signing up for long-term subscription. This is because long-term subscription is sticky and it leads to less drop-offs and higher customer retention rates. We will provide base checkpoint units for cheap or even free, because this will help our product footprint grow. The value of our service increases as the number of base checkpoint unit grows. If a mom's school, friend's home, or daycare is already using the pinpoint technology, she is more likely to jump on board. Therefore, we have to grow the number of checkpoint base as quickly as possible. And how we'll do that? We'll do that by providing free or low-cost base checkpoints to schools, daycares, or other public places. This in return will help parents' subscription sale grow, and which is the core of our business model. For the subscription service, we intend to offer referral discounts. We plan to leverage the use of social media and parent organizations to market our product. We have created landing pages to test our video marketing, as well as the likelihood of people to buy our product. We will sell our product through Amazon.com, our own website, and the App Store. Our mission is simple: to solve the problem others seem to ignore. We did a lot of research, including 71 customer interviews, as well as absorbing hundreds of online reviews. And we discovered what parents want and what they don't want. Parents don't want to fiddle with some fancy-ass GPS tracking, emoji-filled watch. But what they don't want a gadget that is inaccurate and requires a lot of charging. But what they do want is to know if their kid arrived safely to where they're supposed to be. And that's what we do, and we do it really well. We are highly accurate and don't require a lot of charging. If you look at this chart, it shows our direct and indirect competitors. The chart on the bottom left quadrant shows our GPS and the GPS and tracking devices. While the chart, the smartphones, which is more expensive, are on the higher left quadrant. We, on the other hand, provide a low-cost, high reliability product. We plan to partner with Nordic Semiconductors to manufacture our base checkpoint as well as the locator tags. We are in contact with the Iowa School District to help pilot this technology. As we talk now, my developer are actually working with the Amazon Developers Services API to help integrate this technology with Amazon's Echo. We have a team of software and hardware engineers and someone who has experience in 2 previous startups. We are currently working to develop an advisory board of software, business, and parent experts. We have about 21 million households with dual parents working, while 10 million households with single parents. We have a potential market of 31 million customers, and this is a huge potential for us. Our goal is to go fast. We have a working prototype ready, and we plan to seek capital at the beginning of next year, ideally in January. With this money, we plan to move forward with our key partners and develop the product by the end of April. And we plan to launch in May of 2017. We plan to use our leads that we obtain from our landing pages and Facebook ads and also other marketing channels to help us with our launch. Our goal is to sell our first 1,000 units by September of 2017. In summary, we believe that we can provide parents the reassurance that their child has arrived where they need to be safely with a simple subscription model. Thank you for listening.
Idaho?
Well, the same one.
Not the same thing. NetAngel.
I have an addiction to pornography. I've had it since I was 14 years old. Porn taught me what sex is, and it's caused a lot of trauma and heartache in my life. We don't want anyone else to go through what we've been through, and that's why we developed NetAngel.
The problem with your typical internet filter is if someone tries hard enough, they can get through the system, and nothing is sent out. There's no alerts. NetAngel is the world's first human-driven pornography filter.
What if when I was 14 years old and I typed in "what is sex," my parents got alerted? They could have stopped me. They could have taught me properly. And that's what NetAngel does. It sends an instant text message alert when your children or maybe even a spouse accesses pornography.
So our technology not only works inside the home, but outside the home as well, on any device.
The #1 adult site in the world proudly touts that 87 billion porn videos were viewed on their website in 2015 alone. 30% of all internet traffic is pornography related. But porn doesn't love you, or hold you, or care about you.
So this is personal for us, and everyone on our team has been directly affected by the plague of pornography. We are motivated as a team to help prevent addiction in children and to help those who are struggling have a way out.
So this is our team. I'm Brian McKellar, and this is Eric Terry. We're the owners. I have my own insurance business. Eric's worked for Intel for several years. We've recently hired Palmer, who's a full-time software developer for us, and this week we hired Allie Johnson, who is now our full-time customer service rep. Without going into too much details about their credentials, I can assure you that we are the team that can do this.
So we have two markets that we're targeting. Primarily parents who have kids with smart devices. The value we give them, know when they see pornography, and to have it open up a doorway, an opportunity to have a conversation and connect with that child.
The second market we have are porn addicts, those that want help and have support, like myself. Now, if I try to look for naked girls on my phone right now, Eric is going to get a text message, and so he can intervene. That's what NetAngel does. We give the resources so that addicts can overcome their addiction.
So this is what our working product looks like today. You can see some screenshots show up here. We have a fully functional dashboard, a router that you can buy and plug in your home, and it protects all your devices and your Wi-Fi, as well as mobile apps that protect outside of the home, and again, instant alerts that are sent out.
Now this is how we make money. Our first is our subscription model. You can have one device for free. If you want more, it's $15 a month. And our cost is only $1.40 per device. Our second way is one-time router sales. Currently we sell these two models, and we have a mark it up cost by 2. And then Palmer is working on our new router, which will have more of a markup and be able to sell for less than $100. It's also more reliable, and it's going to be a lot faster too.
So our total addressable market is, pulled from census data, family households with parents between 30 and 54 and kids aged 12 to 17. That comes to 2.7 billion. And for NetAngel, 250 million is what we're looking at with those percentages.
And there's a lot of ways people find us. The top 3 are just searching for porn filter for my kid's iPhone. Without any advertising, we're showing up on the second page of Google. Our second way is organizations. Through customer discovery, we found out a lot of people, a lot of families have their filters based on what's talked about in church. And then our third largest way customers are going to find us is through the Amazon Market Store, which when we release our new router, that's who's going to be handling our shipping. And in terms of competition, there are a lot of filters out there, but we believe that these 3 principles are what is making us stand out. First, we're powered in the cloud. Second is accountability. And third is that it works on any device. Some of our competitors do well in one, maybe have two. Some don't do any at all. But this is where we have a competitive advantage.
Okay, so since April of 2016, we do have historical data of our customer growth. You can see that we currently have 1,500 customers. We get 230 customers, or new users every month without advertising currently. 10% of those are paying customers. Projecting that, so this is when we stopped all advertising and the trend still went up. Projecting into the future though, we can see that by the end of 2019, we're expecting 18,000 customers. And you can see that we are expecting the ratio of paying customers to actually increase. And we expect that to happen with our new router and apps that'll make it a lot easier for people to get onto the system.
Our 3-year analytics indicate that by 2019, we'll be bringing in over $1 million of income and netting over $800,000, with employees being our biggest expense.
And so our current status today, we've had over 18 million websites scanned by our filtering technology, over 50 routers sold, and over 300 people that we've gained through our Android app. Future, the new router on Amazon, that's faster and more reliable. Also the iOS app and the Windows and Mac clients to make it a lot easier for everyone to be able to get onto the system. And so that's what we have. And thank you.
Okay, so you've got two of your $1,000 bills that you can vote for any of those first three teams. And great job by all three teams. Excellent work coming from a matter of 8, 10, 12 weeks ago to where you guys are now. Very impressive, so well done. Now we're going to fast forward to teams that are 6 months out of venture school, maybe a year out of venture school, and make a transition to see where teams can go from where most of you are sitting today. So why don't we take a couple of minutes and stretch while we ask, let's see, Rusty, you go first. Why don't you come down and get set up? While you're getting queued up, if you want to stretch for a minute, you can, and we'll transition to the second half. Kind of exciting to see where businesses can actually go in a relatively short period of time. So it's an exciting moment. So first up, in our final pitches for the night, is Rusty Kordick from IntelliDrive. So let's give him a warm welcome.
There you go.
Yours.
I'm Rusty Kordick, Ryan Hanrahan, and Justin King couldn't make it today, but we are IntelliDrive. The idea started in May of 2015. I was selling John Deere equipment at the time, and a customer of mine asked me to go out and start up his 1990 air seeder to plant soybeans. I was going around some terraces and realized I only needed 2 rows to be planted because I already planted some of the other spots. And instead, I had 17 rows planted because this machine here will only shut off half the planter at one time. So at that point, I started wondering how I could make it better. And then I started asking different customers from their planting maps and harvest maps to see how much extra seed they're actually planting. On average, between 10 and 12%, and on some fields, it's as much as 23% of extra seed going into the ground. So with the amount of 1990s out there, there's roughly around $35 million a year that's planted in extra seed. And on a 7-year return on investment for a potential farmer, 1,500 acres, you have potential savings of around $77,000 over a 7-year time frame. I'm using the 7-year time frame because that's how long I want my attachment to last before having to be replaced. So on the left here is a picture of a field that does not have any rows shut off. So you can see the plants get overlapping there. And this here is actually from our prototype machine here this spring. I took it at this steep of an angle because it's very hard, but I have a little bit of overlap right there. Other than that, it's pretty well close, and I'm not burning through extra seed. So on the top is our tablet interface. The red dots are representing sections that are turned off, while the green dots are representing the sections that are turned on. And on the bottom here, this is our patent pending manifold, and you can see the electric motors are running the meters. You'll see here shortly that the left section here is going to shut off, and then the right section. Our customers want something very easy to work on, and personally, I want to be married to these machines and have big phone calls all the time, so we made this very easy to work on. You'll take the 2 bolts off, roll out of the John Deere manifold, roll this in, and you got to install a few harnesses. If something fails, you can pull these sections out individually, so there's not many moving parts. We have just a few bearings, electric motor, and gears. So our market size, the surrounding 10 counties have 244 air seeders. Between Iowa and Missouri, there's 1,700, and nationwide right now is 4,770. That number will go up just a little bit from the new orders from this year. Our sale price is $8,500 with a cost of $2,177. We need 36 units to break even, and currently, in the month of July, I sold 20 units, and I stopped to make sure I can keep up with manufacturing. Very conservative, I think I'll sell 48, and that would be about $50,000 finally in profit, getting everything paid off. I'm heading out to Pennsylvania this next week to meet with a John Deere dealer that they think they can sell 40 alone by December 31. So how I'm going to get to the customer starting next year, I'm going to be in the BEX Commitment Rewards booklet. It goes out to all the farmers in the 10 states they market to. And basically, if the customer buys so many bags of seed, they can get lawnmowers, Rangers, tractors for $1 a year. Even if they don't get this through the program, I'm still getting free advertisement through these guys and going through the 10 states. February, I'm going to go to the National Farm Machinery Show down in Louisville, and that's roughly around 300,000 that walks through that indoor facility. And that's in February. And then last, be more towards next year besides the guys out in Pennsylvania. I'm going to start setting up dealers so they can start distributing the product. Currently, right now, I've just been driving around my pickup and using the salesman I used to work with at the John Deere dealership to meet their customers. Current competition, these are my 3 main competitions. One would be a split row planter. It has the technology to shut the rows off, but the problem is guys would have to trade their air seeder into that, and with the low commodity prices, you're probably talking anywhere from $30,000 to $120,000 to trade that piece of equipment, so it's not very feasible at this time. Next is when corn's $8, there's not many acres and soybeans in production, so guys really aren't wasting that much extra seed because they're not using that much. And the last one would be Tramrite. It's out of east. They use pneumatic cylinders to shut rows off, but it does nothing to do with changing the population. So we also along with shutting roads off. If guys have bad dirt, they can decrease their population so they're not wasting seed. Or when they get the good dirt, they can increase the electric motors from the cab instead of getting out of the tractor, which this here would have to do. So we got Ryan Hanrahan here. He's ran an ag business for the past 14 years. I've sold equipment for the past 6 years. And Justin, he's the one doing our mechanical engineering, and he's working at Merag here in Des Moines, and they have the facilities to help manufacture the product. So year one, if I can get 48 units sold conservatively, that'd be around $50,000 in profit. Year two is at $815,000, and year three would be just a little over $1 million. And then the 3-month forecast is December. We're getting all the parts in within the next 3 weeks. We can start assembling. Like I said before, I'm going out to Pennsylvania next week. I'm going to start selling again here locally. And we're going to start assembling, so in January we can start shipping the units that I've already sold to the customers. We're attending a conference in St. Louis, and then hopefully while I'm down there I'm going to meet with a few other John Deere dealers to set them up for dealers. And then in February we're going to go to the National Farm Machinery Show, hopefully get started on a second prototype to go after the wheat machines there's not many around here. So I didn't want to start with that first, but we're going to make a manifold system to go on there so we can expand our business. And then we're going to start installing the units to the local guys we sold to, and we're going to keep continuing selling. And I appreciate you guys listening to my presentation.
Bill? And you want to help with this? Make sure. Bill Brown from Tree Pans out of our Sioux City cohort won the Best Pivot Award. So Eric, Best Pivot Award, right? And then he went on to win the statewide competition from venture schools, or place second.
United States.
Second
place there.
Second place in the statewide venture school pitch competition. You were go. All started with a pivot, understanding what worked, what didn't work, switch your plan out, and move forward.
And
Yes?
my wife, who's the president of the company, won Invest in She and I.
Excellent. Congratulations. So let's welcome Bill Brown from the Tree Pans.
I'm going to start. I'm going to tell you just a little bit of a secret here, and I don't know if you know this for a fact, but we plant over 4 million trees in public property in the United States every year. Okay, maybe that's not a real secret, because everywhere you look, is probably the most trending thing is I plant a tree for this, we plant a tree for that. Cities, millions, Los Angeles planting all these trees. But the real secret of there, the real little secret that arborists won't tell you, is that only 50% of them survive the first 2 years. That's a big deal. And according to Clemson University, who is like the guru of studies in the tree industry, it's because of mowers, weed eaters, lack of water, and improper planting. So 2012, we had a huge drought in northwest Iowa. I think we had a little issue down here too. My boys are working at apple orchards, and they're putting mulch on and more corn stalks on, trying to keep the moisture in, keeping the grass away from competing. And at the end of the day, I said, man, that just doesn't seem right. Why are we letting all this mulch suck up all the water? So we did some funnel testing, and we figured out that, guess what? 50% of the water never make it to the root system when we plant trees with a mulch on. Now, a lot of arborists aren't going to like that, but that's a fact. So we come up with tree pin. Just plant your tree like normal, snaps around the base of the tree, no tools are necessary, but it's the only product in the market that actually expands with the growth of the tree. So I got adjustable doors on it, goes right an inch, expands all the way up to a foot on the size of the tree. It keeps moisture in 13 days longer. That's a good thing. Our business model canvas, we walked in there, we had a consultant we paid a bunch of money to, because man, you got to go to National Hardware Show, you got to do retail. Well, we did all that, and it turns out at the end of the day that you can put it on a shelf, but nobody knows, well, what's that? It's just a big piece of plastic. So we pivoted in Sioux City at the Cohort Award, and we looked at our value propositions. We said, oh my gosh, we need to go right to the end user, cities, counties, and municipalities. Number one, they have the most to lose, they have employees, they have costs. And number three, they also have an issue with, they are the innovators of a new product in the tree industry. So this is how we're successful so far. We funnel a lot into the trade shows. Arborists, cities all have an arborist, they have a parks manager, all this kind of, they go to the trade shows. That's where they share information, and it is a huge thing. They love to share. Their tree people are great people. We also had a gift from the tree gods. Melanie moved back from New York. She was a financial analyst for Hartford Ag in New York, came back here, wants to raise her family in Iowa, and her husband saw me pitch at Sioux City's Venture School, and he said, you gotta meet my wife. She's crunching numbers, adding to our value added, so we can talk about all this kind of stuff, but she's really putting it in the numbers. And our website development, we just changed it, we're doing good there too. Tree planting public sector market, I mentioned 4 million over trees planted property year. Here's a big number. Europe plants 25 million. Their market is so much bigger than ours. And then we sold, and that again, that is just public trees. We're not talking about apple trees, pear trees, all these orchards. We're not talking about housing developments where they're mowing around the trees. Our technology comparison. I kind of highlighted this today just for Dave, because Gator bags, they're trying to compare us to Gator bags. Gator bags hanging around the tree, you may have seen this green, Dwayne's got them like this, what seeps the water slowly into the soil. Guess what? We find out from the trade shows, they're starting to kill trees, because that moist bag laying against the tree is killing the bark. We look pretty good in our camera. Since last year, we had to pump up who we were. We added a CFO to handle money. My wife's doing a great job. We have a board, advisory board at your. we have Mary Lynch, our project manager. She's a Six Sigma girl. I'm tired of her saying, "What are you going to do in the next 30 days, Bill?" Anyway, but again, the tree gods. We have Melanie and Peggy. Peggy also SMA board member. Society of Municipal Arborists board member. She stands in our booths at all our trade shows. She came to us and wanted to be a part of it. We're pretty lucky to have those people. Our revenue model changed immensely. We used to have a retail website, the people that saw us last year, of $84 per piece. We just moved our manufacturing for the third, 3 times, to Excelsior Springs, cut our halves into it. We're going directly to the end user. We're $39.95. Gosh, that's what a water bag costs. And then we're selling for $29.95 on a pallet of 40. This number, we changed all this. The graph didn't change. We started shipping for our first time in June, and we've done just a little bit, about 110,000 since June. After, again, we're in school, we got a call from the USDA. USDA says, hey, we really would like to see if your product will transfer over to the forestry department to do some of that. Well, we sent letters out, we did our application, we should hear after the first of the year. It's $100,000 in research on the water aspect of it. We're partnering with the University of Maryland, who's done all these. We're going to do sample plots, University of South Dakota, Maryland. We're excited about that. Here are just some people we've tripped, we've shipped pans to, or have partnered with. Bioforce is kind of funny. I just got a call at 3:30. They're going to let us ship into Canada and store our tree pans up there for distribute for the state of Canada. Again, these are the trade shows that we are pumping in. That's where they are. That's where they're all. I mean, that's where the arborists and city and managers are all at. So what's next for us? Again, we just figured out that we're going to get into Canada today as a distributor, and then we had a call. He's working on. My son's working in on the website. I got to get this straight. The National Arbor President, it'll be like the head of our Arbor Association, wants to be our distributor for the United Kingdom. We're pretty excited. We're working on our IP like crazy right now, trying to figure out how we're going to protect it over there. But he knows everybody, so we're pretty excited about that. So that is treepans.com. And we have, we're putting around aronia berries. There's an orchard we did this summer, and they look just awesome. Thank you very much, Bill Brown.
Well done.
I don't know how you guys are going to vote, but that is tough, isn't it? I mean, look how far they've come in a year, and then the 3 teams that presented earlier. Awesome, awesome. Congratulations to everybody in the room. Greg has got some awards, so I'd like to ask Greg to come down. He's going to do some certificates, and then right after certificates, what happens?
We get to go down and party.
Have some fun. Greg, the floor is yours.
Thank you. All of the teams here work very hard. It's amazing that we've been talking, 8 weeks that we've been doing this, and you've put in a tremendous amount of work. The instructors and the mentors and everyone associated with this program, they all agree there has been so much progress made, so much learning done in this period. And we are so proud of each and every team, each and every member on those teams, because we know the work you put in, the customer discovery, the days and nights that you've spent on the phone or out doing, meeting with your customer archetypes. So we think it's a big deal that you have made it through here. And we want to individually thank and kind of celebrate each team success, the members of each team, by giving them this beautiful,
It's all Pat. I'm sorry, my intern did this. I think she was.
remember that one.
So yes, so you all get a T-shirt.
Are they the right size? I mean,
Yes, we've got sizes here, and I will leave the sizes up here for you. You can choose the size that's most appropriate.
okay, so I don't have to select the size.
No, you don't. You don't.
So we have these really cool 100% paper certificates that you will, that we have a deal with you can frame.
Yes.
So anyway,
So let's get to this.
okay.
Read some names.
And are we going to have other instructors up here
Yes,
to
the
also
instructors.
congratulate them as they go through the line? Wade, John, Kurt.
Hoping up for photo when we're all done.
Yeah, so we're going to do that for photos. So if you can, we're going to stand here. You'll see me first, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here we are.
I'm going to let you
Again,
guys do.
speaking on behalf of all of the instructors, which I have no right to do, we are very proud of what's going on in these 2 cohorts. And also the inaugural online cohort, which worked really well. The technology in place and enabled some great distance learning. So first up is Anna Stratton. She's not here, is she? Derek, I will make sure, I will give that to you to make sure she has it. Derek, Terry. Yeah, come on up. You're Brian Keller,
Congratulations. Very
Kelly Williams. Kelly's not here, I'm sorry. Steve Williams. Not here. He's over here. Okay. Caitlin DiSerrano. All right. I'm sorry. Paige Knievel and Cindy Knievel. This is an actual recording of Marine Band playing on the Yeah, trust me. Every time we meet. And Kyra. Congratulations. Jeff Block. Thank you, John. Warren. Arthur and Angela. I never did learn how to pronounce your name, Arthur. I'm very sorry. I didn't get it. And Angela again. Derek Stratton. And one for your mom. I don't know Paul Connor. Dr. Paul? Dr. Paul was well known among the online group that's posting the funniest comments.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of disrupted there. Oh, he's broken too. Come on, ladies. And Christy Burke, come down. Christy.
Don't make me turn the music up. Into the spirit.